Sweet as snail eyeballs.
Newlywed fever continued to rise in the swamp, and dear Fiona couldn't be happier. Her parents invited her and Shrek to far, far away so they could meet the handsome man she married. While packing for their long journey, Shrek realized he still needed some essentials for the trip.
Look, I don't want to be late.
Then I need help collecting eyeballs. It'll be a long journey, and nobody wants to see me hungry.
Why don't we just get some parfaits? You know, ones with whipped cream. Oh, I love whipped cream.
Ogres eat nature, not parfaits.
Be sure to collect all of the eyeballs for snacks on your trip.
Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Play Shrek 2. This is going to be the secondary playthrough that I'm doing alongside Galaxy 2, and yeah, we're just jumping right in here, punching slugs, or snails, that then become slugs when you punch them, and collecting those cool little crown coins. I think they're called king points, but I like calling them, I just think they're coins to me. And getting eyeballs for snacks. Pretty good. This is yet another game that I rented a lot from Blockbuster but never bought, and I don't think I've ever beaten it, so some portion of this game, it's really stupid that you can't jump up there, some portion of this game is going to be blind for me, but first, at least like half of it I've played before.
Many thanks to you. Could you rescue my 6 brothers as well?
So yeah, there's these annoying gnomes that you can save. Someone has rounded them up. Don't know who, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, I'm excited for this one. I think this is a pretty good pairing of games. They're both basically platformers, but this one, as you can tell, is a little bit different. You have a 4-person party. You can switch between them. I'm just choosing to mostly play as Shrek right now, because Shrek's my boy, and, you know, it's his thing. In my opinion, the most useful character is probably Gingerbread Man, because he can, his jump attack is a boomerang attack that's pretty good, and, he can jump higher. One thing, so this game is a little bit janky. This isn't like my favorite game ever. It's certainly far less janky than the Shrek 1 video game. Oh my god. I mean, I couldn't even play it for some fucking reason on stream when I tried to play it. For those of you who didn't see, just, I don't even know how to explain what happened. I just, like, no button would do the thing that the game was telling me to do, and I don't know what the deal was, and I had other technical problems with it before, so I don't know, I may have to, like, actually buy that game if I ever want to play it, but it's also, like, kind of shitty. I'm burping a lot, I'm sorry, I just ate. But yeah, the reason that I'm starting this now, other than today is 420 and Shrek 2 is the epic meme and, you know, meme day, but I'm doing this because this May 18th, is the 20th anniversary of Shrek, of the first Shrek movie coming out, and I would like to try and have this game finish on that day, or at least around that time, because I have a couple other, like, Shrek-related video ideas to do in May, so, yeah, because it's a momentous occasion, something as, seminal and, what other words, to my life as Shrek turning 20, which is a big number, you know, but yeah, either May 18th or May 19th is the anniversary of this movie. I guess if I were really trying to make sense, I would do an LP of the first Shrek game and have it end on that day, but it's fine, and it doesn't fucking matter. I mean, the point is, I wanted to LP this game either way. I didn't have much of a urge to LP the first game, which is why I was gonna do it on stream, but that didn't even end up fucking working out. And oh no, my wife, my beautiful ogre wife has been captured. I'm gonna beat up St. Francis before I can do that. These guys take a really long time to beat up for some reason. There's like 90 of them. And you attack... one of the janky things about this game that I don't love is the combat, the attacking, especially with Shrek, feels a little lunky. And it's one of those things where, you know, I'm just kind of mashing buttons because I want to just punch the people quickly because they take a lot of hits, and I just want to get through the... And, I mean, you have to play quickly if you want to fucking win. And that strings together a bunch of moves, and like Shrek's little finishing kick moves, sometimes they, like, take a long time and you get stuck in them, or... You know, if you fuck up and you're pointing in the wrong direction and you mash the attack button, then suddenly you're punching nothing for 45 minutes and, like, eating shit. And none of that is very fun. But, hopefully I'll get used to it. I did play the first couple of levels of this game. You may have seen my practice file at the beginning there. But, we'll see.
You know, in Spanish, a donkey is called a burro. I guess that means a little donkey is a burrito.
I like that guy. He kept it short and sweet.
There once was a motley crew who asked if I would let them through. I'll open the gate for you and your mates if you will bring me fairies.
So yeah, every character, as you can probably guess, has their own little thingies that they can do, and Fiona's is slowing down time, which is pretty cool, but only really useful in specific scenarios. Shrek's ability, I think, is just picking stuff up and throwing them. Donkey's thing is smashing stuff big. Gingerbread Man does candy cane stuff. He also can throw a cookie, but it's not all that useful all the time. But then again, I've not played super far into this game, and so there may be places where, you know, some of these are more useful and I don't think to do them, or I don't know about them, you know. I also am just noticing that I completely missed a magic bean over there, unless I go back and get it here, but it does not look like I'm doing that. Damn it, me in the past! You could have gotten a whole other magic bean. I still don't really know what they do, but you could get another one. They don't really look like beans to me. They always look like... I don't know what they look like. I guess they look like beans. I just always... Bean was never what entered my mind when I looked at the icon when I was a kid. Here's a really weird cutscene. So there are 4 Shrek games, including this one, that I've played, and that I played when I was a kid, and that's the first one, which I rented like once or twice for the Xbox. Because as far as I know, it only came out for the Xbox and the GameCube. And the GameCube version is known as Shrek Extra Large for some reason. Also, it's rated T, and I can't really figure out why, because it's extremely, like, I don't know. It's not super, you know, much more crude than your average E10 game. And, I don't know, is it just because you fart? I mean, I don't even know. I think it's rated T for violence. Like, I don't know, is there, like, blood that I forgot about or something? I have no idea. I never got that far in it to begin with when I was a kid. Barely remember anything except for the very beginning of it. That's probably because I played it fairly recently. But there's the first one, this one, Shrek the Third, which I did finish the one time that I rented it, and I actually remember liking that one a lot. But mostly probably just because, like this one, and like a lot of the licensed games that I have played on this channel, it just kind of scratches some particular itches of mine that I have in games, and games like this, where I enjoy these sorts of... I can't describe what about these environments, like the one I'm in now in this game, and the ones we'll see in the rest of the game, and the ones we saw in, like, the SpongeBob games I've LP'd, and in other games like, I don't know, like Madagascar, and even non-licensed games like Jak and Daxter or something. I can't describe what qualities they have, and they're probably not all that similar, but in their level design, but just, I know it when I see it and when I play it, and it just feels nice to play. I'm fucking this up a bunch. I kept forgetting what the correct button for throwing the TNT was.
I always wanted a bread maker. You have a bread maker?
And also the collectible element of it. But yeah, it's just straightforward, jumping, picking up stuff, smashing stuff. It's silly and funny. One thing that I've always enjoyed about, like, the DreamWorks movie games is that they have a particular irreverence to them that lends themselves to, like, goofy gaming, or as we would say, GG, goofy gaming. Just punching the passersby, the general sense of humor of the game, the ability to dick around a little bit, and a variety of different silly things to do, and, it remains to be seen whether or not I actually like this game a lot, because, again, I've never finished it, and I've never really thought very deeply about it. It's just a game that I recognize from my childhood, and I figured would make a fun, silly little Let's Play. So, we'll see. But all four of those Shrek games, and all of the DreamWorks games really have a very specific janky quality. But the Shrek one's beyond even other DreamWorks titles, especially when it comes to the narration and voices and the humor. Like, it's very strange. I don't know how to say it. Like the menus and stuff in this game look like very low production value for a game based on a movie as big as Shrek 2, even coming out in 2004, because I can think of other games based on stuff from 2004 that has, like, a little bit more sheen to it. Not that it's, like, terrible, I just think it's funny. And Shrek, the first Shrek, I guess I can a little bit more understand, because for one thing, it's 3 years earlier, and also Shrek wasn't, like, a proven huge franchise at the time or anything. But, I mean, it was still, like, a decently budgeted and marketed movie, like, for wide audiences from a major company. Like, DreamWorks wasn't a nothing company in 2001. Shrek was kind of the taking off point for DreamWorks Animation, but DreamWorks itself had been around and had, I'm sure, video game adaptations of movies. But that one, like, if you've ever seen gameplay footage from the first Shrek game, it's very, again, like, low production value, like, in terms of the sounds and everything, and there's, like, not much in the way of cutscenes or... And just, like, I don't know, just the way it plays and the way it feels is, like, very janky and, feels like almost like a fan Shrek game or something. And this game is more, has more of a polish to it, but is still, like, kind of scruffy around the edges. And I like that quality of these games. You don't get so much of that. Usually if a game doesn't look like very high production value and glitzy and, for lack of a better term, realistic, because that is the goal of most big popular games' graphical styles, at least to some degree nowadays, which itself can be, boring. But generally, if a game doesn't look, like, really good, And look, I don't just mean in terms of the look, I also mean in how it plays, how it presents, how it feels, etc. Like, feels like a big professional, big budget game. Anything else like feels kind of like broken or like janky, or is like, I have to stop fucking saying janky. I need to think of another word, but it encapsulates the feeling very well. It's one of those words that sounds a lot like the thing that it describes, like crusty. Like the word crusty sounds crusty. Or what was another one? I was talking about this earlier today. What was the one I was saying earlier? That sounds like the word. I don't remember. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's funny. Well, I was gonna, like, how can you not jump over that? There was like an invisible wall there. It wasn't even a thing in the way of at the edge of the thing. Whatever. That's what I mean. Some things about this game are kind of annoying like that. I can imagine that in later levels it's probably going to get a little bit more irritating, but for now, I'm chilling. And by the way, of course, I already mentioned it, but, you know, wishing those who are watching this on the day it's being uploaded a very merry 420. And if you don't celebrate 420, a very merry Hitler's birthday to you. No, it's just a happy normal Tuesday. It is kind of fucked that 420 is Hitler's birthday, and also the day of the Columbine shooting. That's a bummer. But it's okay. 420 is good people reclaiming that date, so it's a good thing to keep it on 420. It is funny that, at least as far as the lore goes, that day being like a weed holiday just started with like some local friends having that as like their meetup time or whatever, and kind of like how one of the popular explanations for how the word okay came into common parlance is that it was originally referenced whether you were in the old Kinderhook like lodge or club or whatever that Martin Van Buren was in. It was like a secret society type deal, like I don't know if it was necessarily a Masonic lodge specifically, but it was kind of the same general idea. But yeah, old Kinderhook, and supposedly they would, you know, if someone was all right to know something, or, you know, they were hip if they were old Kinderhook, and so you would say they were okay, and then that legend goes that you know, became common parlance after that. I don't know if that's true. There are a lot of different explanations for how okay came to being, but yeah. Also, today, I hope this doesn't bring down the mood, or, you know, if it makes anybody mad that I'm injecting politics into your wholesome Shrek 2 playthrough, although if you know my videos, you really shouldn't be surprised by that at all. But want to acknowledge, don't have much to say about it, I'm not going to get into it very much, but I just wanted to acknowledge the finding guilty on all charges, including murder, of Derek Chauvin, who murdered George Floyd last year, and just sort of applaud / more of a sigh of relief. It really sucks that it is so novel that this bare minimum level of accountability happens to a cop, and that we were all holding our breath for a verdict on something that was so cut and dry as someone had just having the life snuffed out of them on video. But obviously still a lot of things are bad, doesn't make everything good, but it is, I think, something to celebrate in the moment.
Hero time!
And huge vibe switch to laughing at that stupid fucking hero time. Hero time! You're gonna hear that a few more times in this run, but oh my god, that is so fucking funny to me. The hero time! It sounds so stupid. That's what I mean in terms of the voices in these Shrek games. It's like in Shrek Super Slam, which came out the year after this. Like, it's a 2005 game, and they still have these dog shit voice recordings of the announcer being like, Donkey and Puss in Boots! And it sounds like it was recorded on, like, 1950s, like, military helicopter, fucking radio. Anyway, here's a thing that's from the first game, but they do it here for some reason, where you pop the birdies.
Well, it's been fun, guys, but I have a blind date. She might be my sugar cookie.
Got room in the carriage? I've got a game to pitch in far, far away.
Oh, I guess that cutscene's over. Look at that fucking photo, that's so funny. That stupid picture of them smiling in the thing. Alright, well, that's all for today's installment of Shrek 2. Hope you're all having a lovely day, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and will enjoy the rest of the LP, as well as Galaxy 2. I hope it's cool for you. And we'll be doing the Spooky Forest next time, so get ready to get spooked. See you then for that.